I made a new bow. I hope you can hear me okay. There's a bit of a breeze, there's not too much wind noise. Mollgabet style with some changes. I don't know how you pronounce that word. Wych Elm, 65 inches knock to knock, £42 at 27. I had a few issues making this bow. This is the third attempt. Third attempt. 2 failures. First one, I raised a splinter on the floor tillering it. Don't really know why or what went wrong. Second one I had made, but it was a challenge the whole way through. You know how they are. Ended up much lighter than I was hoping. 32-ish, 35 maybe, I can't remember. Got it finished, wasn't perfect. Thinned up the needles a bit too much. One of them, they were recurved slightly. One of them straightened a little bit. I rebent it with heat, dry heat. It straightened out again. Not completely straight, but just it was messing with the tiller. Got it shooting, shot a few arrows. It was really fast. I was like really surprised. I say really fast for me, pushing 160 with 10 grain per pound. And I strung it up. It was dark. I was shooting it. I had a light on my target, and I think I had the nocks cut square, or the end of the limb square. I strung it up, and I think I had the string just hooked over, instead of in the knot groove, I had it hooked over the corner, and drew back, and the string slipped off. And basically I dry fired the shit out of it basically, and it cracked across the belly. And it took me so long to make that bow. Anyway, this is the next attempt. So, it's not exactly traditional, or it's not faithful to the originals, so I put a much bigger riser handle, or thicker section on it. I think it's quite a bit longer than they were as well. 2 inches wide at the widest point. I was a bit limited by the stave. I wanted it wider at the tips here, or the tip of the working limb. But one of them I just didn't have the space, so I narrowed them up, and then I made a bit of a doozy. I ended up tillering it as if the limbs were the width I wanted, which was a much more parallel limb width. So I ended up with too much bend on the outer thirds, or outer halves. And you can probably see the set that it's taken is in that exact area. Got white cow horn nocks, and arrow pass. The handle is a leather wrap that Jodon Jones, I think, his style. Clay Hayes has got a video of him giving a demo on it. I used narrow leather strips, narrower and thinner leather strips, so I've got the same kind of ratio of width to thickness on the strip, to give a fairly good bulge on each layer. Stained it with Fibings leather dye, medium brown, I think, which is definitely, Fibings leather dye, spirit-based one, is better than any wood dye I've used for dyeing wood. And then it's got a few layers of true oil on it. I'll string it up. So it's, I've realised, which is just so unbelievably obvious in hindsight, that on my tillering stick, I've measured my increments from the top of the stick, which sits on the belly, or the back of the handle there. But then when I'm shooting it, I'm measuring from the front, so I've been losing 2 inches on my draw length, or on my draw weight, and it's been really confusing me for quite a while. I'm tillering something to a poundage, and then I'm measuring it off the tiller with an arrow, and it's come up lighter, and it's lost poundage. I'm losing 2 inches on my draw length, which is kind of really annoying, but also quite pleasing. I at least now know what the issues are. So I tillered this out to 45-ish at 27, but it wasn't, it was 29. But as I think you can probably see, I've got too much stiffness in here where the limb is wide, too much bend out here. But after I've had 3 failures Had another bow fail. No, one, two, three, 4 failures on the trot. Broken bows for various reasons. Once I got this to full draw length, I thought about reheat treating it, taking the set out, scraping down the inner limbs a bit, trying to sort it out. But I thought I was straight in this stave with heat already. The chances are I'm going to reheat treat it, and then I'll have to rebend it and re-straighten it, and there'll be all sorts of complications. So fairly low brace at the moment. So I thought I'd just finish it up, get it done. Hopefully I'm in shot here. So just keep myself a blunt out. Make sure I'm actually I haven't got a knocking point on the string yet. It's a string that I took off a previous broken bow, so I've had to reserve it. Thanks Rowan Bows for the inspiration. Seeing your videos on YouTube through Reddit. The white in there is just the mink oil that I use for the white between the grooves. I mean, that'll clean out. Yeah, Mom. Come on. There we go. Get an idea of the colour. A little knot in there. Let's see how we can do this. I've not shot a bow really without an arrow rest or a cutout, so that'll be interesting to find out how we go. So I'll just one interesting thing about this stave, it's Wych Elm. It's from a coppice near me, just south of Nottingham in England. Just rearrange it there. Interesting thing about this stave, I've got a few staves, came from a Wych Elm coppice in Nottinghamshire, just 6 miles south of Nottingham City. Chatting to the guy that manages it, and supposedly it was a medieval longbow coppice. Sounds great, I'm going with it. I think the reality is that probably every elm coppice had longbows taken out of it, as well as, for the suitable pieces of wood. I'm sure if that coppice was there in medieval times that there would have been bows made from it, so hopefully that's true. Does have Dutch elm disease though, so this stave had Dutch elm disease, and I was able to they're taking the trees out, they're harvesting the coppice when they start showing signs of the disease. So it wasn't too far advanced, and I was able to just scrape off or chase off the outer 2 growth rings. I've made several bows out of those pieces. Several of them are broken, but they're broken because of my mistakes on my part. And I found it really hard to chase a ring and not get through to what I believe are called the lunar rings in the next growth ring. You go in, it seems a couple of thou, one scrape past the spring growth, and you start getting into you'll be able to see it in the photographs. There's what look like violated growth rings in here, but they're holding together. They've all held together. It's not been an issue. Yeah, bow. Snap. Cheers for watching.